What's going on, everybody? Pete here at Spawn Fly Fish, and before we get into it, if you could just hit like and subscribe and get it out of the way now, that'd be awesome and we'd appreciate it. So today I would like to tie a very classic dry fly pattern known as the Renegade, and the Renegade was invented by a gentleman named Taylor Beartrack Williams. What a great name. And this fly goes back to 1928. So in the vise, let's get started. We've got the Ahrex FW530 size 14. And I'm going to get some thread going here. And for today's thread, I've just got some Veevus 12/0, and this is in black. Now, the Renegade can be tied to fish strictly as a dry fly, and it can also be tied a certain way, like we're going to, so that it can be dragged back after it's finished its downward swing, if you will, and then you simply strip it back toward you upstream, and it'll dip under the water, and it's very effective that way as well. So just to start off, I've got a little bit of Saltwater Flashabou. This is holographic gold. We're going to give this fly a little bit of a tag down here at the bottom, give it a little extra attraction. So you see I've tied it down quite a bit down the curve of the rear here on that hook shank. And now all I'm going to do is turn this slightly and get a first wrap here so I can kind of see what's going on. And then I'm going to make overlapping, if you will, wraps of this Flashabou. There we go. And all I'm looking to do is get up here to where it gets to a flat portion again on the hook shank, and we can tie that off. And it's better to have too much of this flash because we're going to be tying back on top of it with another material, so it doesn't matter if we have a little too much. What we can't have is not enough. And just push that down, and we'll wrap that little segment down as we go. All right, so the rest of the Renegade is essentially two hackles, one in brown, one in white, and then in the middle we have Peacock for the body. Very simple, but man, is it an effective fly. So as you can see, I've got my brown hackle already, and for this I'm using saddle hackle so that I can drag it down and under just a little bit easier on the return strip. And then I've got the base here trimmed so that I still have those little teeth, if you will, for my thread to grab onto as I wrap this in. I'm going to wrap this back to, again, right at where it looks to be the last portion of flat shank. Come back again, just a couple more wraps there, and get that thread out of the way. All right, so now get one turn here. Be mindful of that hook point as you wrap this hackle. Now, by stripping out one side of this hackle and removing those fibers, I'm able to get a little bit neater with my hackle wraps here. I'm just going to coax these back past that hook point. And does it matter? Again, the only part that really matters is if you want to fish it as a traditional dry only, in which case go ahead and grab some dry fly hackle and have at it. Or if you want, like I said, the ease of stripping it underneath the surface of the water a little bit easier, then some regular saddle hackle is going to make that just a little smoother for you. All right, so now I'm going to tie this off. And as far as proportions, I'm looking at 1/4 to 1/3 for each section of hackle, actually 1/4. And then in the middle, I'll have 2/4 or 1/2 of that body. Now, if it gets out of hand and you end up with 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, fish it. It's still going to be very effective. And you can already see just how buggy that hackle is going to be. I love it. All right, so now for the body, I've got 4 Herls of peacock-eyed stick. and I'm going to tie these in by the tip, and I'm going to come back, you know, a good 1.5 to 2 inches away from the tips though before I tie those in. And I'm just going to wrap all the way back, and I do mean all the way back to where that hackle is, and even push some in there a little bit if you have to, get to be a little mean in there, but we need it all the way back there. All right, so now cut out those tips, and if you've fished flies with Peacock, you know Peacock just absolutely gets it done. It's iridescent, pretty, and fish love it. All right, so now I'm going to take all these Herls and gently spin them up into one Herl or one rope of Peacock. And once I've done that, again, be mindful of making sure to get that first wrap right against that hackle that we just put in there. And then simply continue wrapping forward, twist a little bit more if you need to, because with every wrap, this is undoing one twist of that Herl. Just spin it up a little bit as we go, not too much. And let's call that good. And I'm going to tie it off right here. Give myself plenty of room for that front hackle. And this is some kind of a fun bug to tie, and it's a blast to fish. I don't know of any trout species that won't eat this. Our rivers right now are low. We're waiting for some water to push in, and this is such a fun bug to fish in low water conditions. It gets their attention. They're not afraid to hit it for sure. So make sure you tie some of these. Get out there, use them. All right, so now I've done the same thing with that white hackle. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. I've removed all those inner fibers from the right side if I was looking at the top of the feather. I've got the bottom prepped the same way. So let's just get this guy tied in here. And right there, I want it. Go. I can trim out that base tag end of our feather. We are in business. And from here, it's just fill up that remaining space with this white hackle. And so here we go. Again, saddle hackle. These are both whiting saddles. If you don't have saddle hackle, by all means use dry fly. And the same, if you are worried about tying dry flies but you don't have dry fly hackle, you can tie them with saddle. Just do like I did. Peel those inner fibers off and it'll stack them up a little bit easier for you. Alright, I'm getting greedy here on this one, but that's okay. A little extra flotation isn't going to be a bad thing. Alright, let's tie this white saddle feather off. 3 good wraps there. I'm just going to gently coax those fibers back so I can cleanly tie off with a little thread neck there. And now I can trim out that feather. Alright, nothing to it. As buggy as it gets right there, folks. Push those back just a little more so I can whip finish here. I am going to make a little bit of a thread head though, just in case they see this as a specific bug. That little head can make a big difference on them committing it or not committing. All right. And now let's finish this thing off. So if you're new to tying, this is a great fly to get started in dry fly fishing. It's a great way to learn on the water the difference between floating dead drift downstream with a dry fly, getting to the end of the drift, and then stripping it back as a wet fly. And so many techniques you can learn in tying this bug. You know, tie it up in some different colors if you want. The original was tied with all white hackle. So maybe give that a go and see what was going on in his mind and how well it worked. Let's brush all those fibers out. Make it look pretty here for our last shot. I like it. Pretty buggy. Alright, so let's finish this off with a little head cement. And today I've got some Loon hard head clear. And we're just going to get those thread wraps kissed with a little bit of this cement, and then we are ready to go fishing. And I hope you guys do tie this up. And we always mention it in our other videos, but if you have any comments, please be sure to leave them below and we will address them. And if you'd be so kind, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It does help us out. And there you have it. Renegade a la Taylor Williams. Again, circa 1928. So this fly is approaching 95 years old and is still going strong. It is an amazing fish catcher. Thanks guys for watching, and we will see you on the water.